I've been telling you guys for years, watch this video.
Netanyahu was all the time helping Hamas to survive.
He arranged for Hamas to receive $35 million every month from Qatar.
Suitcases of money was given to Hamas under the request of Benjamin Netanyahu personally. And because the Qatarians knew him from the beginning, they were asking him to send them his requests in writing because they knew that he's going to lie in the future.
He allowed more than 1 billion to be transferred to the hands of the Hamas
Because he believed that he can control the level of hatred. Your strategy was sustain the extremists, weaken the moderate. This exploded in our faces in the most brutal way on October 7th.
Now, when you watch this video, a good question would be, well, where did Qatar get $35 million every month to give to Hamas? Where is this money coming from? And that would be a legitimate question. I'll get to that here in a second. But first, I want to say that everyone knows that Israel had a hand in not only funding Hamas over the last few decades, but also getting them created in the first place. And to a lot of surface dwellers, you would be like, well, wait a minute. I thought Israel hates Hamas. They hate each other. Why would Israel be funding Hamas? But the people that are kind of waking up to this, you will know that Israel funds Hamas because the strategy has always been the same. The same thing that the U.S. did during the Russian days of Afghanistan, creating al-Qaeda and then letting that kind of just grow on its own post-Afghanistan, or what we did in Iraq with ISIS post-Iraq, or what we did in Africa with al-Shabaab and Boko Haram. I mean, we did this, the playbook's the same, guys. We have to create an entity that we can deem as the enemy to justify the agenda, the military actions, the deals. And speaking of deals, let's talk about the $35 million. Don't forget that we have a huge military base in Qatar. Al Udeid Air Base is probably one of the biggest in the Middle East in general. We give a lot of money to Qatar to have that base there, and that money comes from a lot of different pots. Not to mention that we also have natural gas deals with Qatar. Qatar is one of the richest per capita nations on the planet. These guys can afford $35 million a month, but that's not exactly where it's coming from. I'm not saying that's where all of it's not coming from, but it may come from different places. But let me just break down a little bit further where this $35 million is probably coming from. So from 2007 to 2014, Qatar was giving Hamas about $30 million a month. And that money was coming from different places, but most of it was coming from the U.S. in general. The reason I break down 2007 to 2014 is because during those years, that money coming in was coming in without any oversight. Nobody knew where the money was coming from or who it's going to. There's no accountability. It was all being done hush hush under the table. What changed in 2014 was the Gaza war, just yet another chapter in Israel trying to kill more Palestinians. But this time there was a deal between the U.S., the UN, and Israel. This time, $30 million would come into Qatar to be given to Israel, $10 million for fuel, $10 million to pay for government employee salaries, and the other $10 million was a stipend for Gazan families. Paying attention? It's worth noting that in 2018, there was inconsistent funds coming to Qatar for Hamas because there was problems with the Palestinian Authority. The PA refused to work with Hamas and they refused to work with Israel while Israel is also sending money to Hamas. So once the PA rejected the funds and rejected the idea, Israel basically took an alternative route. Netanyahu sent a secret letter to Qatar saying that he wants $35 million to be transferred to Hamas every month. And this is where Qatar got him because they made him do it in writing. That's why the writing in the video, the signature that you see, comes or starts at least in 2018 for the $35 million to Qatar, to Hamas from Israel. I'll wrap this up with the total amount of aid that has been given to Qatar, to Hamas from Israel, from the U.S., and this little musical chair of money adds up to about $2 billion. $2 billion since 2007, pretty consistently. And that's not even the biggest bombshell. The biggest bombshell is that about a month before October 7th, Netanyahu wrote another letter to Qatar having them increase from $35 million per month to an unidentified number to give to Hamas. Just 1 month before October 7th, he basically said, hey, we need to give Hamas more money. In conclusion, guys, all the bad guys that we were told are bad guys are either created or funded by the good guys. So the good guys, the bad guys, there is no more of that. It's really just one game of people with a lot of money who can create problems to then create solutions that just at the end of the day make them richer and get us sent home in body bags.